Hey everybody, this is Mr. McKee with Net 225. Today I want to go over Packet Tracer 13.3.12, which is configure a WPA2 enterprise wireless LAN on the WLC. Alright, that was a mouthful, and also if you look down through all the instructions, this is also a mouthful. Alright, I'm going to try to run through this fairly quickly, but at the same time I'm trying not to make any errors. Alright, this looks just like the last packet tracer we did, but that was a pretty much a like a intro configuration. This time we're actually going to go in here and do a full configuration of WPA2 Enterprise. Alright, so topology is the same. Matter of fact, on the last packet tracer I did, these interfaces weren't, I think it was missing a 0 right there, some other issues, but hopefully this time everything looks good. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, in this activity you will configure a new wireless LAN on a wireless LAN controller, WLC, including the VLAN interface that it will use. You will configure the WLAN to use a radius server, which is up here on the top left, and WPA2 Enterprise to authenticate users. You will also configure the WLC to use a Snmp server. Alright, so you configure a new VLAN interface on the WLC, configure a new wireless LAN on the WLC, configure a new scope on the WLC internal Dcp server, configure the WLC with Snmp settings, configure the WLC to user. That's not typed right. Configure the WLC to user to use a radius server to authenticate wireless LAN users. Secure the wireless LAN with WPA2 Enterprise and connect hosts to the new WLC. Okay, got it. We're good. All right, background. You have already configured and tested the WLC with an existing LAN. WLAN. You configure WPA2 PSK for that WLAN because it was used in a smaller business. You've been asked to configure and test a WLC topology that will be used in a larger enterprise. You know that WPA2 PSK does not scale well and is not appropriate to use in an enterprise network. The new topology will use a radius server and a WPA2 Enterprise to authenticate WLAN users. This allows administration of the user accounts from a central location and provides enhanced security and transparency because each account has its own username and password. In addition, user activity is logged on the server. Alright, cool. Alright, in this lab you will create a new VLAN interface, use that interface to create a new wireless LAN and secure the wireless LAN with WPA2 Enterprise. You will also configure the WLC to use Enterprise Radius Server to authenticate users. In addition, you will configure the WLC to use a Snmp server. Alright, take a breath. Alright, instructions part 1, create a new wireless LAN. Create a new VLAN interface. Each wireless LAN requires a virtual interface on the WLC. These interfaces are known as dynamic interfaces. The virtual interface is assigned a VLAN ID, and traffic that uses that interface, the interface will be tagged as VLAN traffic. This is why connections between the APs, the WLC, and the router are over trunk ports. Alright, for the traffic from multiple WLANs to be transported through the network, traffic for the WVLANs must be trunked. Open a browser from the desktop of the admin PC, top center icon. Alright, we're on that. Alright, let me make this a little bit bigger. Alright. Connect to the IP address of the WLC over HTTPS. WLC management is what we're going to. Alright, 192.168.200. Did I type the wrong thing again? Yep. There's so much stuff to look at right here. I want 254. I think I did that in the last video also. All right, wireless LAN controller. Okay. Right here. All right, log in with the username admin. So click login, admin. Come on. Admin and Cisco with a capital C at the beginning. Cisco 1, 2, 3. All right, so we're logged in to the WLC. All right, click the controller menu, which is the third from the left, and then click the interfaces from the menu on the left. So interfaces is right here in blue bold. All right, you will see the default virtual interface and the management interface to which you are connected. All right, we're connected here. All right, virtual interface is right there. All right, click on the new button, which is scroll all the way over to the right. Okay. Enter the name of the new interface. We will call it WLAN-5, WLAN all uppercase -5. Configure the VLAN ID S5. So make that a 5. This is the VLAN that will carry traffic for the WLAN that will we create later. All right. We just verify the name, verify the VLAN ID. All right. Click apply. All right. It shows that. Show the MAC address for it. All right. And this leads to the configuration screen for the VLAN interface. All right, first, configure the interface to use physical port number 1. See how it has physical information, port 1. Multiple VLAN interfaces can use the same physical port because the physical interfaces are like dedicated trunk ports. All right. So go ahead and enter this information. Address the interface as follows. All right. Read twice, type once. 254. All right. 255. Whoops. 255.255.255.0. All right. Gateway 192.168. Whoops. 168.5.1. All right. Primary DHCP server is also the gateway interface. All right, I just copy and paste that. All right, user traffic for the wireless LAN that uses this VLAN interface will be on the 192.168.5.0 CIDR 24 network. The default gateway is the address of an interface on the router R1. Okay, so R1 right there. A DHCP pool has been configured on the router. Okay, cool. All right, the address that we configure here for DHCP tells the WLC to forward all DHCP requests that it receives from hosts on WLAN to the DHCP server on the router. All right, cool. All right, be sure to click apply to enact your changes and click OK to respond to the warning message. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and verify all this stuff's right. All right. All right, click apply. Changing the interface parameters causes the wireless LANs to be temporarily disabled and thus may result in loss of connectivity for some clients. All right. It looks like it didn't kick us out. Okay. Right there, click apply and add that. Click save configuration. All right, save configuration is the top right. All right. All right, so now we have 3 interfaces. All right, just make sure those look right. All right. All right, configure the WLC to use a radius server. All right, WPA2 Enterprise uses an external radius server to authenticate wireless LAN users. Individual user accounts with unique usernames and passwords can be configured on the radius server. Before WLC can use the services of the radius server, the WLC must be configured with the server address. All right, so let's close this down. All right, click security menu on WLC. We're going to go to WLC 1. Wait, why am I doing that? Let's see, 200.224. Oh, I forgot my S there. All right. All right, admin Cisco 1, 2, 3. All right, back to where we were. All right, click on security menu. I don't know why I clicked out of that, but security menu. Click on the new button at the right. All right. All right, enter the IP address of the radius server. All right, so the radius server is this right here. If I can copy and paste that. Yep. All right. All right, the radius server will authenticate the WLC before it will allow the WLC to access the user account information that is on the server. This requires a shared secret value. Use Cisco 1, 2, 3 with a capital C at the beginning, and then Cisco 1, 2, 3. All right, confirm the shared secret and click apply. All right, it took it. All right, it says note, it is not a good practice to reuse passwords. This activity reuses passwords only to make the activity easier for you to complete and review. All right. So next thing we want to do, step 3, is create a new wireless LAN. Create a new wireless LAN. Use the newly created VLAN interface for the new wireless LAN. Click on WLANs. All right. Locate the drop-down box in the upper right-hand corner of the WLAN screen. It should say create new. It's right there. This is just like the other lab. All right. Click go. Enter the profile of the new WLAN. Use this profile name floor to employees. It's just the same as the other one. To employees. Assign an SSD of SSD5 or SSID-5. All right, change the ID drop down to 5. All right, hosts will need to use this SSID to join the network. When you're done, click apply to accept the changes. Just make sure everything's named correctly for grading purposes. All right, case sensitive. We didn't say that, but just make sure that's the correct case. All right, click apply. Okay. Now that the WLAN has been created, you can configure the features on the network. Click Enabled to make the wireless LAN functional. Alright. It is a common mistake to accidentally skip this step, obviously. Alright. Choose the VLAN interface that will be used for the new WLAN. Alright. The WLC will use this interface for user traffic on the network. Click the drop-down box for interface group. Alright. Select the interface that we created in step 1, which was WLAN -5 or -5. Alright. Go to the Advanced tab, which is the one on the right up here. Alright. Click the Enable Flex Connect Local Switching. Flex Connect Local Switching is there, enabled, and Flex Connect Local Authentication enabled. Click Apply to enable the new WLAN. If you forget to do this, the wireless LAN will not operate. Alright, it looks like it took it. Alright, so configure the wireless LAN security. Instead of WPA2 PSK, we will configure the new WLAN to use WPA2 Enterprise. Alright, this is step 4. Alright, click the WLAN ID of the newly created WLAN to continue configuring it if necessary. Alright. Alright, we're already on that, so we're good. Alright, click the Security tab. Under the Layer 2 tab, select WPA and WPA2 from the drop-down, just as the other one we did. Alright, click 802.1x under Authentication Key Management. So click that. This tells the WLC to use the 802.1x protocol to authenticate users externally. Alright, click the AAA servers. Alright, so that one's all done. Just verify everything's good. Alright, open the drop down next to server 1 in the authentication server. Select the server that we configured in step 2, which is this one right here. Alright, notice the IP address and port number. Alright. Alright, so click Apply to enact this configuration. Just looking down through here. At least one WPA2 policy must be enabled. Okay. What did I miss? Okay, open the drop-down box next to server 1. Wait, did I miss something? Alright, let's go back just a sec. Alright, so we're already there. We did WPA and WPA2 from the drop-down. Alright, under parameters, enable WPA. Under parameters, enable WPA. Oh, missed that. WPA2 policy. Alright. Enable WPA2 policy, click 802.11x. This tells the WLC to use that. Okay, we're good there. Alright, we click AAA servers. Alright. did that. We clicked apply. Changing wireless LAN parameters while it is enabled will cause a WLAN to be momentarily disconnected and thus result in lost connectivity for some clients. Click OK to continue. All right. Let's see here. You've now configured the WLC to use the radio server to authenticate users that attempt to connect to the WLAN. All right. I'm going to hit pause just for a second. Be right back. All right. I said I have a sip of coffee. All right. So we're on step 4. Well, I'm sorry. We've done that. We're on part 2. Let me make sure. All right. We did AAA. All right. So we're on part 2 now. Configure a Dcp Scope and Snmp, or Simple Network Management Protocol. All right, configure the Dcp Scope. The WLC offers its own internal DHCP server. Cisco also recommends that a WLAN DHCP server not be used for high-volume DHCP services, such as that required by larger user wireless LANs. However, in smaller networks, the DHCP server can be used to provide IP addresses to LAPs that are connected to the wired management network. In this step, we will configure Dcp Scope on the WLC and use it to address LAP 1. All right. Okay, so you should be connected to the WLC GUI from admin PC. We're there. All right, click on controller menu. All right, and then interfaces right here. All right. So question, what interfaces are present? You can see those. Click the management interface, record its addressing information here. All right. So I clicked on management, scroll down. Notice all zeros for primary DHCP server. I'm going to go back. Wireless LAN. Notice primary DHCP server is in there and it's same as the gateway. All right, we want the WLC to use its own DHCP server to provide addressing to devices on the wireless management network, such as lightweight APs. For this reason, enter the IP address of the WLC management interface as the primary DHCP server address. All right, so I'm going to go back, go under management. All right. So we're going to enter the IP address of the WLC management interface as the primary DHCP server address. All right. And that would be the 192.168.200.254. All right. Click apply. Make sure that you have configured. Okay. All right, in the left-hand menu, expand the internal DHCP server. All right, click Dcp Scope right there. All right, to create a Dcp Scope, click the New button, which you have to scroll over to see it. All right, click New. I'm going to name this Wired Management. All right, got that right. All right, you will configure this DHCP Scope to provide addresses to the wired infrastructure network that connects the admin PC, WLC 1, and lap 1. Click Apply. All right. Click the new scope in the Dcp Scopes. Table to configure addressing for the scope. Enter the following information. So click on Wired Management again. All right, we're going to start our pull at 2.168.200.240 and make sure you don't make any typing errors like I did. All right, 192.168.200.240 and then 192.168.200.249. So 10 total. All right. All right, and then we have to enter the values for the network mask and default routers from the information you gathered in step 1C. Okay. All right, so in this case, we look back at what we put down for 1C. Sorry, let's go back here. 1C. All right, so network is going to be 192.168.200.0. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. All right, default gateway 192.168.200.1. DNS servers didn't have that in there. All right, so that should be all we need. So let's see. Network, subnet, network, net mask, and default routers. Let's see. Okay, click Apply. All right, completion rate looks like 75%, so we're well on our way. All right, save the configuration up in the right hand corner to save the work. All right. So the internal DHCP server will now provide an address to lap 1 after a brief delay. When lap 1 has its IP address, the cap WAP tunnel will be established and lap 1 will be able to provide access to the floor 2 employees, or SSID5 wireless LAN. If you move the mouse over lap 1 in the topology, you should see its IP address, the static of the cap WAP tunnel, and the wireless LAN that lap 1 is providing access to. So here, let me move this down. All right. Cap WAP status connected to 192.168.200.254, providing LANs to floor 2 employees, and .200.240. Let me make sure that's right. Yeah, that all looks right. All right, let's configure Snmp of step 2. Click the management menu, and let's go back to our relay. Where'd it go? All right, we're right here. All right, got this back. All right, let's see. Make sure that's okay. So starting address is 240. All right, that sounds right. All right. Let me look at one more thing. Now it picked up. Okay, so it picked up the first IP address in the pool. All right, got it. Got it. All right, click on the management menu, which is right here, and expand the entry for Snmp, which is right here on the left. All right, click trap receivers. All right, then click new. Make this a little bit bigger there. All right, enter the community string as all uppercase WLAN underscore SNMP. All right, and the tab down to the IP address 172.31.1.254. All right, just verify that's right. That one's right. All right, status enable, apply. Has space in it. Oh, look at that. Look where my cursor is. I got one extra blank space there. All right, so it's good. All right, so we're good now. All right, connect host to the network. So configure a host and connect to the enterprise network. Part 3, step 1. In the Packet Tracer PC wireless client app, you must configure a wireless LAN profile in order to attach to a WPA2 enterprise wireless LAN. All right. So click wireless host and open the PC wireless. All right, so let's click on wireless host. All right, PC wireless app. All right, click on the profiles tab. All right, then click new, and on the bottom, type in the name, the profile WLC uppercase space net, all uppercase. All right. Let's see, highlight the wireless network name for the WLAN that we created earlier and click Advanced Setup. And Advanced Setup is on the bottom right. All right. Verify the SSID for the wireless LAN is present, which it is right there, wireless network name, and then click Next. Wireless host should be SSID-1. If it is not, move the mouse over lap 1 to verify that it's communicating with the WLC. We knew that it was. All right, the pop-up box should indicate that lap 1 is aware of SSID 5. If not, check the WLC configuration. You can also manually enter the SSID. All right, verify the DCP network setting is selected and click Next. Wait, verify the DCP network setting. Verify the, okay, click Next. All right, verify the DHCP settings on there. So we're not going to enter any of that network information. All right, click Next. All right, under Security, drop-down box, select WPA2 Enterprise, which is all the way to the bottom. All right, click Next. Verify the profile settings and click Save. Okay. Wait, hold up. Did I miss something? WP, SNMP. No? All right. Enter login name. see what the authentications are. Oh, it's pip. All right. User 1 for you login name. Password is user with uppercase U, 1 uppercase P, ASS lowercase. So user 1 pass with U uppercase and P uppercase. And click next. Alright, SLID 5, infrastructure to WPA2 enterprise. Alright, verify the profile setting. You can click save. Alright, your profile is complete, has been successfully configured. Okay. Turn the profile screen. Didn't tell you to do that. Select WPA2 profile and click the connect to network. And actually it just says connect. And after a brief delay, you should see the wireless host connect to lap 1. All right, so we see the connection. All right, and it also says you can click the fast forward time button to speed up the process if it seems to be taking too long. All right. Configure the wireless, confirm that the wireless host has connected to the wireless LAN. The wireless host should receive an IP address from a DCP server that is configured for hosts on R1. This address will be in the 192.168.5.0 network. You may need to click the fast forward time button to speed up the process. All right, so I'm going to go out of here. So the address will be in the 192.168.5.0 network. So default gateway is right, IP address that it's sent out is correct. All right, so we're good there. All right, close the wireless app. All right, open a command prompt and verify that the wireless host laptop has obtained an IP address from the wireless LAN network. Well, we know that. But we can go to command prompt and do ipconfig all. All right, we know this. That's what we already saw. All right, that DHCP server is that. Okay, what network is the address? What network should the address be in? Well, 192.168.5.0 CIDR 24 network. Ping the default gateway, switch 1 radius server. Success indicates full connectivity within this topology. All right, Control C to break out of that. All right, so probably the easiest way. Let's see. All right, the default gateway is 192.168.5.1. Okay, I can ping that. Switch 1. Oh, that's hard. 192.168.200.100. All right. 200.100. All right. Took a while to do that ARP translation, but now we can get all the way through to the, I believe that's the SVI of switch 1. Yeah. All right, so we got that, and then the radius server, it is 172.31.1.254. I can't remember that. All right, let's do it right there. Okay, let's ping 172.31.1.254. All right, we're pinging that. Everything's routing, everything's good. All right, so we got full connectivity within the topology. Now the Radius server uses a dual authentication mechanism. What two things are authenticated by the Radius server? All right. Now, what's happening there? The Radius server uses a dual authentication mechanism. All right. So, two things are authenticated by the Radius server. The first thing is the WLC. Okay. We had to set up to authenticate to the Radius server first, and that's to make sure nobody can put like a rogue controller on the network. All right. Second thing is the host. The host has to be authenticated before it can get on the network. All right. And if you did let a rogue WLC on the network, it could possibly compromise your username and passwords that are on the Radius server. All right, so two advantages of WPA. Where does it say? Two advantages of WPA2 Enterprise over WPA2 PSK. Well, think about it. If you had a bunch of access points, you only had to authenticate just through the Radius server with your username and password. And also, it's more secure. Well, the first reason, if you had a bunch of access points, you'd have to authenticate through different ones and have them maybe different names, things like that. But also, you have a centralized authentication mechanism on the Radius server. All right, but it takes more configuration, obviously. All right, and also auditing, you can tell who logged on, when they logged on, things like that. If you had unsuccessful logons by a certain user, you could see that, but you can use a lot of logging. All right, I know that was a long lab. There's a lot to it, but we're at 100%, so we're good. The questions in here, I will highlight those in red, and then you'll just fill those out in a Word document, and you'll submit that. You'll submit a screenshot of your check results saying congratulations, whoever, you've completed the activity. If you had any errors, you can look through here and figure out what went wrong. All right, so submit and then also the .pka file. All right, and that's it. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.